It's time, friends, for some holiday. Wait, don't run away. Join me on a road trip, taking us from Greece, through Egypt, China, all the way to literal hell. All for this, the under 100 kills achievement in Titan Quest, which we'll be doing in order to visit Titan Quest one last time, before Titan Quest 2 comes out. Lupin Tailtuck is born. And here he is. Glorious. Couldn't afford any trousers, because I can't be bothered to do any work for myself, which is why during this entire run I'm going to be getting other people to do the killing for me wherever possible. It's going to be really good fun to go through Titan Quest. I really haven't played this game for a long time, and I never really played it on Steam that much. I've not got that many hours at all. And our first quest is to rescue this beautiful stallion, which I'm not going to do because it looks very dangerous. So through the first town, we're going to try and pick up a few quests and things on the way, but look guys, this is a long enough video as it is. I do want to show you a real road trip of everywhere in Titan Quest for those that might have some nostalgia attached to this game. And I come up against the first guy I actually want to kill if I can. Annoyingly, I can't loot his chest. I seem to be taking quite a lot of damage. I would love to be able to do this without dying once. You know me, I don't die normal. So, God. I am worried about these crows who seem relentless, hell-bent on my death. Fortunately, in this game, there are a huge amount of NPCs and a lovely millstone there as well, which can get me out of a lot. The millstone can't get me out of trouble. The Grecian lads can. I'm actually going to ignore that first boss guy. This is the second time I actually played this little intro bit, and I did kill that guy originally, but it was really difficult and it didn't really work out very well. Anyway, I restarted and thought, I'm not going to do it again. Let's see if we can find... Ideally, we just want one guy we can kill and get loads of experience for. And then turn in the quest and get the first level and then complete the entire thing, having only killed one thing. And that will be possible, my friends, by using summons. And avoiding boars and other... Just help myself to something. Just clearing up these... don't want you tripping over that, lads. Yeah. And now I can see Leonidas up there. Part of this is very familiar to me, part of it isn't. But it's nice. I mean, I've sat here with a nice drink. It's kind of nice going through. I played this a long time ago. I've since been on holiday, so I will show you some of my pics of my holiday, because that's what people do. That's what friends do. And people who aren't allowed to look away, because everyone I've shown my pictures has not been interested in the slightest of the history of Istanbul. But there you go. You will have to be. A few more crows here. I think let's just try and... so I've equipped a staff. Look at this. Oh yeah. So how hard can this be? We've got a lightning staff. We're getting absolutely hammered, by the way. This is quite a long video, so I'll probably be pretty hammered by the end of it as well. So trying to just pick off here. Look at this incredible shift-click micro I've got here, thanks to years of Diablo. Yeah, it's actually quite nice just to sit here, go through the game again. Like I said, it was a while since I actually played this first bit. And I've got some nice Spanish guitar in the background. I did try and get the soundtrack for this, but I didn't sound that brilliant when it came through. It's quite difficult to hear. So I thought maybe just put some nice Spanish guitar. Feels like we're on holiday. Get a drink, relax. I'm sure about 50% of you are probably on the toilet right now, trying to hide from your wife or your children. For those that aren't, maybe you've got a beer on the toilet, no judgment. But I ended up pulling this boss guy down and a lot of his minions as well, and I thought this actually could work in my favour. We get the town's guard to clear through what we can. I'm out of potions, which isn't ideal. But he seems hell-bent now on the local boy. I really don't want to accidentally kill. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, damage looks good. I think we're going to be good. I think he's tanking it. The danger is if he kills it. No! I think he might have got the kill. Oh no, I've got the experience. We did it. We're a hero. We're a real hero. I'm a warrior. Oh no. No wonder the town's in such trouble. You've got the Olympus outside. We did. I've actually got fully grown legs as well. It's probably become the leader of this place. Yeah, I got a boat. The voice acting in this game, by the way, chef's kiss. Monsters killed 1, death 0. So it looks like I'm going to have to kill 1 other creature. Maybe let's go a bit further in and see if we can get some good loot here. I say good loot. A few bits and pieces anyway. Don't mind me, lads. Ooh. Yeah, we're definitely going to be using the local lads where possible. I've got to be a bit careful. The one thing about this game that really winds me up, and look, I know a lot of people are going to be like, this is a brilliant game, and there are some criticisms of this game. Much like Grim Dawn, do you get... Oh, this is actually a pretty sketch, this guy. Help! Somebody! Somebody! Excuse me, lads. Yeah. I'm kind of choking here quite hard. Oh, I thought that healed you. Let's just get you this. He's going to kill us. Oh, it looks like you get iframes when you teleport. Anyway, that was no drama whatsoever. What I was going to say is the speed that loot drops to the ground, a little lag, is super painful. And here are some penguins I stuck to the side of this as an experiment. And I fill it up with water just to make sure they don't ever die. But I will never let them unstick themselves. And I think their next journey needs to be to this guy. He is kind of one of the second like main single creature. If you kill it, you not only get the experience from killing a relatively high level kind of boss, semi-boss creature, but also you get the experience from handing in the reward. So that really should be enough. Problem is, even with this bow, because the lightning stuff I was using had a very much like lightning in Diablo 2, a seriously variable range of damage, which is why sometimes it didn't look like I was doing much damage at all. The bow is a lot more consistent, but it pretty much took me the entire day, as you can see him in the night cycle now, to try and maneuver him around, try not to take too much damage, and get some pot shots off at him. And you can see here now, the pack has thinned somewhat, a lot of them being just dragged to other parts of the map, and then they kind of lose their way. But I'm very, very scared I'm going to accidentally shoot one of these other guys, and then the whole 2-kill thing will be over before it's even started. That's good. Have we got him? Well, we definitely got him. The real test is how many kills I've got right now. And of course, the crows in this game, unbelievable. One of them's buggered off, but the other 2 want some blood.
The way is clear.
They're going to have to run all the way back with these guys following us now. So here we are, like a real soul. Excuse me? Excuse me? It's time to choose a mastery. So you can see here the number of masteries to choose from. You get to choose 2 in this game. But 1 I think you get to choose, and then maybe get the next one about level 10. Oh, not this guy again. Let's just go for a nice walk. Excuse me, lads, do you mind... oh, no, a centaur's behind me. Yeah. Suck a dick. I like the idea of Lupin Tail Tuck being an absolute... But oh, what? 3? Oh, we really ballsed up. Oh, no. Well, we're not going to restart, but that is a super disappointment. So it's official. We're a nature lover. We are a recycler by trade. We'll be recycling the bodies of many wolves. So Call of the Wild is pretty much the core skill we're going for here. And I hope to dear God this is going to carry us to the end of the game. But what it provides us with is a wolfy boy. And this furry friend will rip everything to shreds. I've got to say, the damage against these level 1s is not so good. Yeah, this is actually pretty bad. I'm not sure. But the best thing is we're bound to get some incredible reward from saving this horse. Well, not too much so far. What's this guy got for us? We did.
You saved my horse.
So we got absolutely nothing for that.
I'm not the only one.
And I think let's head back to the original quest. And just see what this wolf can do in comparison with our first attempt. Which felt a little bit cowardly, although this is not exactly... this is me hanging back quite a lot. I've got my left click animal attack, like minion attack, which is just so good that you can, put the skills on your mouse clicks. And then my right is resummon of the wolves. I think I'll probably change that at some point to maybe either heal or even just health potion. The feral wolf is getting absolutely destroyed. But soon enough, my big brain realised I can actually hit it with my bow until it gets to a point where it's almost dead. Look at that dodging as well. Just took 2 fireballs straight to the crotch. We got him. And the nice thing about this little starting area is it gave us enough experience to get to level 2. So going from 6 to 10 to 13 to 20. So you get 3 skill points per level. You do... I mean, in the edited version, you'll see I'll be like leveling up quite a lot. I find this game takes a long time, especially when you have to keep coming back here and re-gluing these penguins down. I've got some equipment as well to show you. None of this is particularly good. A few bits of strength. This is a pretty decent health boost. A little bit more health, bit of strength, bit of armor and regen. And at 1 point in strength allows me to equip that helm, and I look like an absolute Chad now. And then the game really starts. Unfortunately, even a few levels in, we still only get 1 wolf. But I know you can get you get more. I'm hoping we'll get at least 50. I'm guessing we'll probably have to compromise at around 2 or 3. Well, bear in mind we're level 5 as well. The skill's level 5 and we've only got 1 wolf. I think it might only be a few. So let's hope for 4 or 5 with skills. But yeah, you can tell how much research I've done into this run. But it's got to be possible, hasn't it? A lot of it might just be equipment based. A little side quest in here. Some of these dungeons do look really good. I'm going to say, having played Path of Exile, it's amazing how much these games kind of... A lot of the time I was like, oh, this really reminds me of Path of Exile. But of course, this came a lot earlier. So it's nice to show that how much in terms of environments, this really paved the way. So I think at this point, we're just going to pump a lot of points into health. Because it makes such a big difference to survivability. And then we've only really got 1 skill we're going to go for. 20 to 31 damage. And we've got a second wolf. So that's that's over doubling our damage there with the extra skills we've got in there now. And glorious to see these pain in the arse crows. You have no idea how much of a pain they were for a lot of this. Having to run away and kite them. So it's nice to see them getting shredded to pieces. Look at this guy here. Wow, he's getting absolutely smacked in the head.
Thank you. I was in a bit of a scrape.
There's some great voice acting here. This guy I actually remember from when you had it in the quest, so that's something to look forward to. Look at those little... They really remind me of snotlings. Are they snotlings? Yeah, from Warhammer. These little guys seem a little bit out of place. I know a lot of this is mythological. I'll try and go through some of... I mean, my mythology is very, very poor. But Pandarus, I know, is the guy... He was an archer, I think, who shot Menelaus. Did he shoot him in the leg? I can't remember anyway. But he was definitely a soldier. I mean, he looks really worse for wear in this cave.
The necklace! Oh, my daughter.
That voice actor did not get paid. He either got paid too much or not enough. I haven't quite decided. Another little level up there. Level 5 already. Long way to go, though. Up to level 11, that's 27 to 41 damage. Very good. I like the fact the numbers stay relatively low in this game. Just makes the whole thing a lot more easy to manage. I've never liked that kind of creep of... You start off doing like 10 to 50 damage. Hold up. Wait a second. Something ain't right. I'm actually getting a decent item. Is this decent? It's got retaliation. Anything with like thorns based damage... It's gonna, if things kill themselves on me, it will count as a kill, so I just can't risk it. But Beast Caller's Beads, plus 10 damage, plus 5% as well. So 5% is not going to do a lot, 1 to 2, but plus that 10. 38 to 53 damage. My maths checks out, which it always does. This little creep.
I was taking a morning
Hippias.
stroll when
Isn't he the... Hippias was definitely the...
Hippias is my name. I'm quite all right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The tyrant of Greece at one point? tyrant in the good old days used to be not have that kind of negative connotation as now. So I think he was basically like the leader. But I think they used to call them tyrants. Oh, and look, Nessus as well. Nessus is the first centaur, I think. Hence why he's such a chunky boy, I imagine, because he's the daddy. Oh, he's a chunky boy as well. He's smacking a dog on the head. Yeah, I think maybe his little traps he's putting down there are probably absolutely wrecking us. And this is not the situation I want to find myself in. But thankfully running around save the day, as it always will. Another level up. Let's get doggies maxed. So that's decent damage if you ask me. Feels decent, should be decent anyway. Let's get some points into just general nature mastery, I think. It's annoying that you have to level that up. I've never liked that. Same with Grim Dawn. I never liked the fact you have to kind of level the general mastery as well as the skills. Calcium crew back there getting absolutely destroyed as well. They need some more representation, I think. Equal rights. Look at these two lovers. Hello. Oh, what the hell? Oh my god. I didn't realise he could speak English. Speak of the English. Because all foreigners can speak English as long as you speak clearly and loudly enough. 2 beers, por favor, senor. Hurry up as well, mate. A lovely little... that little zombie bit there immediately gave me, like, why is this game not being modded? Oh, beast callers. Yes. More beast callers. It seems to be the suffix of choice there. That's pretty decent as well. Decent, like, damage up. But, I mean, looks like the rings and the amulets are going to have to be the one. We can get our second mastery now at level 8, but I think let's keep doing what we do. Knowing what we know. Heart of Oak looks like it gives us 10% health as an aura. It's got to be worth it, right? Even just 1 point for 10% health is going to be worth it. You can see it chunks away the mana at the top there a little bit. But it's well worth it. Yeah, I was mentioning before that the zombies in this game I think are actually look really cool. Here you can see annoying. I'm really sorry about this, guys, but the mouse is definitely not in the right position. It does change later in the video, and I have no idea why. But for whatever reason, when it recorded, it didn't record my mouse in the middle of the screen. I just don't know why. Oh no, it's the cast of Cats. I remember someone before called me an uncultured fool for not liking Cats the musical. But I will double down on that, and I will kill every cat in this game. Because Cats is trashed here. To be honest, musicals are pretty trash. I'm struggling. But Cats especially is just so obnoxious. And that movie, and not only that, it's got James Corden as well, who is, you know, probably the best thing we ever exported. So we didn't have to suffer him in this country. So I will, I normally would have carried on there, but I'm going to go back and just kill those last few cats. Because even a few can start on amateur dramatics, you know. Before you know it, you've got a full-blown, you know, West End musical on your hands. On the beach, as anyone on holiday should be, killing some murlocs and snapping turtles actually does give me pretty good WoW vibes. I think I had a turtle for quite a long time in WoW. I think the only character I've really enjoyed in WoW was my hunter. Just because you could solo so much of it and go exploring and stuff on your own. So we've got Doggy Boys up. I think we're going to get Maul as well. I mean, Maul is actually very good. That 14 pits. I mean, you can read that in your own time. So this is a place you can actually visit as well. I'm pretty certain. Megara is also the female antagonist. Female lead in... She's not the lead. What is she? She's a supporting actress in the animation.
Truth is, I've just arrived here myself.
We've got troubles. Monsters are rampaging.
Hercules, the Disney one. What am I talking about? Anyway. I did want to talk earlier about those zombies that were attacking the village a long time ago and how cool this would be. It's just like a build a village, like train your men. Like, because the NPCs in this game are done really well, and there's also quite a lot of them. And here we go. Typical Mediterranean men here. Instead of fixing the bridge, just hanging around. Unbelievable work ethic there. So hopefully I've only offended a few thousand people there. And up to the walls. Man, these walls look incredible. Yeah, I saw very similar walls on my holiday very recently to Istanbul. The only reason I went to Istanbul, or Constantinople as I like to call it, or even Byzantium, I'd accept Byzantium from you, is I started reading about it because I knew almost nothing about Byzantium, Constantinople or anything. But there's a picture of me. There's a bum reveal for you. I think there's a better picture actually of me right next to it. There you go. Technically a face reveal, but you can see the size of the walls in outside of Istanbul, which were the original ones that kept Attila the Hun, amongst others, at bay. But very, very cool place to visit. And it was good fun dragging my wife around, telling her how excited I was about what Theodosius was able to achieve. Those are the many pictures that most of my family and friends aren't that interested in seeing, but I'm going to make you suffer, maybe one or two more. I think other than the loot spending so much time to drop, like when you click on a chest or whatever, sometimes it can take 2 or 3 seconds for the loot to actually like ragdoll down and then be pick-upable. That is annoying. The other thing about this game is that it is padded to me. They could make the pace just a lot quicker, and it would be such a better game for it, but it does feel like it's a little bit padded, and finally getting some semi-decent items, but with such a specific build in this one, a lot of it's going to be useless. I do find the magic find in this is very stingy as well. And look at these little... What's going on here? Hello, boys. Where are we going? Oh, I see. We're at the dogging spot, and here she is, Big Bertha. More than enough woman for all of us by the looks of it. Quite a hairy back. Gotta say. That guy got absolutely thrown then. That was pretty cool. Looks like there's not going to be many survivors of this particular outing. That's very cool though. Oh, look at that. Absolutely severed. I ended up finding this little like side quest almost incidentally. I had to do a lot of like just general questing. Gotta say this run took a long time. Probably longer than my Path of Exile one, to be honest. And Path of Exile, just as a newer game, has got so much more variety in it and environments, but quite similar games in many ways. I mean, that might just go be the stupidest thing I've ever said. They're both very similar hack and slash ARPGs, of course, but similar in terms of the fact that a lot of the fights, like general fights with creatures, is very similar. I feel like with Diablo, it just feels a little bit like there's more variety in the fights that you have with different enemies. But here, a lot of the creatures are just melee, and they'll just run at you. I feel that's a bit like with Path of Exile as well. Now, the bosses in Path of Exile are very, very good, so hats off. Oh, look at the roly-poly up there. And another level up. It feels like we're getting level ups quite quickly, but we're not. This is taking me hours to get to this point. And we're pumping damage at this point. Into Boeotia. Again, this is another place I think you can visit. I've butchered that name, by the way, but another place you can visit. Quite fun to do like a Titan quest. Actual crawl around ancient Greece. And unfortunately, even they have been overtaken by actors and actresses who want to dress up like a cat. A little bit of repetition of enemies here as well. This is a little bit when you get to the fatigue in the game. Oh, this is cool though. Little handsome grey-haired centaur there. Oh, look at this. Oh my god, it looks incredible. Please. Oh, the fashion. Oh god, this game is good. What more do I want? That's going to keep me sustained for many, many hours. That's probably the end game helmet for us, by the way, guys. Because you're not going to get anything more fashionable than that.
What? Are you surprised to find a centaur not crazed with
Chiron.
war
I
and
can
hatred?
always forget the way to say his
My
name. So
name's
he, I think,
Chiron.
is the wise... Oh, what is it? What is going on in this village? This is my kind of place. What's going on in this room? Oh my god, that's disgusting. Yeah, there's a bunch of weirdos in this place.
The olive grove
Oh,
is
a
on
nice
a hill.
little buckler there as well. I mean, not much there that's going to be very useful, but sometimes it's nice to change equipment. And this is how you know the town is super sordid, depraved sodomites. The caves are full of cats. And this looks like a real professional actress here. Probably was in the Broadway production about 30 years ago. and now is teaching it to the children. So we've killed everyone. That's the best way. Chiron? I can never remember. I thought there was a man there, but it's a woman with a unfortunate hat. Looks like she's got a bald patch on her head. Is it time? Is it time to choose another one? I'm really not sure what to choose, by the way, so it's not time. I'm going to say this olive grove looks like it's in some trouble. And these are realistic spider sizes for this particular part of the world. They do grow to the size of Ford Cortina. Beast Caller's Loop of Brawn. Yeah, that's good actually. I'm never really sure, and look, somebody tell me, because I just couldn't work it out. Nobody seemed to be able to tell me if you get things like plus 5% vitality damage, plus 8% elemental damage, does that just get added on? So do my wolves now do 8 elemental damage, or it's only if they innately do that kind of damage that it gets, improved? I couldn't really work it out. And I thought, well, it's great if I get, and this is part of the reason why I've got that elemental one on, is I thought, well, it's good for us to have a little bit of elemental damage. This is a cool little spot as well, this blacksmith here. I really like this. And he had a huge amount of rings on him as well. God knows where he's installing those.
I don't get many visitors. Greetings. How can I help you?
Nice little Spanish guitar as we come over the Criasius Falls. And my loot filter. I could not get this to work. Someone had a real go at me in my Path of Exile video about not using loot filters properly. But I couldn't get this to work at all. So it looks like at this point, is it working? But as soon as I hit, it just kind of goes back to default. So yeah, you're just going to have to put up with a huge amount of loot. There's probably too much loot in this game. I think in terms of like skill trees, there's things I'd improve with it. But they are quite good fun and quite varied. Pretty useless charm there, unfortunately. But I was going to say, the loot in this game, there's just too much of it. And I appreciate you can get loot filters and stuff like that, but I'd rather just a fraction of the loot, but of better quality generally. And I feel like we're actually very, very overpowered. I think because we specialised in one skill, which is always what we never used to do, right? When we were young, you used to just get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But actually, just powering one skill at certain points, I feel like we're very, very overpowered for this particular point. And poor old, well, I call it Delphi, but I think at some point they call it something else. So we'll discover that together. Yeah, this is really cool. Just a super, super cool looking environment here. The environments here are incredible. And it's so nice to be able to kill all these cats as well. I actually really love cats in real life, by the way. I'm just talking about people dressed up as cats, specifically.
You're not the first to come here.
Delphi. So they say Delphi.
The great oracle of Delphi.
What? Maybe I am wrong. It's happened before. Someone corrected me the other day on the plural of staff being staves, not staffs, and I had to just concede defeat. So, and here's where the productions of cats were probably done on a 3 or 4 times a day. Only actors back, yeah. And there's always these kind of people as well who let it happen. And Vivek here. To be honest, at this point, I just wasn't reading. I don't really read the quests, I'll be honest. I just expect to know what they are and where to go and what to kill. So if anyone suggests reading these... the voice acting, I'm going to say, is very good. And with this many unused skill points, it's Dream Mastery time. Now, what I'm after here, there's a few things. Trance of Convalescence is a good one, by the looks of it. Another Aura. Summon Nightmare, I think is the one I want. Now, on its own, it doesn't look like it's going to do that much damage. But if you head up, it has Mastermind, which does plus 5 total damage. And some health regeneration as well. And that applies to, like, as an aura, so that will be useful for our wolves as well. We are many, many skill points away from that, by the way. Oh, a little cheeky little formula as well. I'm definitely going to do some, inverted commas, enchanting in this game. And this guy went down without... I don't even think I really read his name. It's a bit of a shame when you got this kind of like power spike. Very, very classical looking Titan Quest bridge, that. And Pilanis, that is not a name you want at school. And scrolls, I didn't even realise scrolls were in this game. There's some interesting ones here. I'm only going to buy one now, but the scroll of the Storm Witch is there, which I glance over, will definitely come in handy later on, I think. And I love this little environment here. For some reason, this really reminded me of Vampire Hunter Bloodlust. And maybe it's just like the desert bit in there. There's like pillars. I can't quite... Just put in the comment what that reminds me of, because I can't quite remember. Because I'm sure that's something you could all do. But yeah, if it reminds you of something, then let me know, because I've got a... At this point in my life, I've seen far too much to be able to remember any of it. So I think let's keep putting this... We need 2 more, so let's keep putting it in. And we'll get the Nightmare in the next level up. More of the Calcium crew. Calcium Conference. Rot Bone here. There's a few like of the larger skeleton bosses that seem to crop up quite often. Great bit of voice acting there as well.
Is it safe now?
And these skeletons were the beginning of me thinking that maybe I'd made a mistake with this build. And I was definitely overextending a bit. One of the things that gets you in this game is you do end up kind of overextending a bit when you get a bit frustrated. Maybe I should have spent more time like running through areas. I just assumed these were standard Medusas here, not a boss fight. But as soon as I realised they had special names, I realised I'd made quite a mistake. So the first one looks like it's going to go down very, very comfortably. Assuming the wolves can get their attention correct. Oh, this is not looking good. Well, hopefully we'll kill at least one of them here. Will we? Yes, okay, 1 down. I'm guessing we want to avoid that gaze attack. That's G-A-Z-E, by the way. Lucky they seem to be not too aggressive. So they did kind of reset position there, which was quite nice. The damage output is actually pretty high. I actually saw a Medusa on my holiday recently. Luckily I'm a high enough level, so it didn't even bother attacking me. So RIP the Chow family. Rest in peace, guys. Bit of loot here. Robust ring. Okay, that's pretty good. Robust ring. I think that's percentage strength. And I'm really choking here. You can tell when the tooltip comes out. I'm just hitting every key possible. But this guy actually... yeah, I didn't record the beginning of it, that fight. That I was in a little bit of trouble. Haven't died yet. And I don't plan on. Theridos Dark Soul. I don't know Theridos. I think a few of these people are just very generic names, maybe. Bit part characters. And yet the way you had to kill some of these is just... any spellcasters generally did a real number. It's nice to get out of the caves, back into the grasslands and just kill some cats. The Lemoses are super tough. This bit I really like. I wish there was more stuff like this. Just like one and done. Like I don't need a huge like dungeon to follow here. I just want a little bit of just a little fight, a little bit of interest. And we've got a nightmare. Big. Now the damage, I appreciate it's not great, but it's another tank. It's going to help us out. Annoyingly, we've only got 2 wolves now with the skill maxed out, so we are going to need some plus to nature mastery in order to get 3 wolves. But they're definitely doing a real number on everything at this point. We just got to hope this Limos isn't going to be too much of a challenge. Definitely got some damage on him. We can resummon the our second wolf. Oh, and it's super comfortable. When the wolves are like using their mana on their maul skill, they do a huge amount of damage in a very short space of time. So cracking through the countryside. Wanton murder and destruction. That is a very impressive name, this guy. Got to be very careful of the other hero to the left. I don't aggro them as well. But the spellcasters were probably actually one of the harder. Because they just seem maybe slightly more relentless in their damage. Maybe elemental damage. I just don't have the resistances right. Or maybe it's harder for my creatures to dodge them. Maybe they've got no dodge chance. Oh, another little arcane formula there. It's very nice. And we've got this Augur's Drape as well. +2 to Dark Covenant, but not very useful for us, I'm afraid. huge amount of NPCs here, which is good. It's you again. Unite us there. Just before he started going off making rom-coms and ruined his reputation. Oh, look at these lads. Oh, we're shunned already. Alright, guys. Oh, so rude. Unbelievable. Sassy. Like, are they all emos? They're all emos, that's why. And what is this guy doing with his dog? What the hell is he... Oh, Mew. These guys are creeps and weirdos.
Oh, Muse.
I swear every town in this game. At least a little kid. Oh my god, it's disgusting. It's a bit like Chelsea. No offense, Chelsea. You look better than that. Finally, some Skaven. Something I can just kill without even considering. A lot of semi-sentient factions here. So this is an upgrade. And luckily it looks the same, so I feel okay. But it's much better having that health regeneration, I think. And I heard a level up. Filter absolutely cracked again. And let's put a few more points in Heart of the Oak there. Just a little bit more health for all of us. Wolves definitely doing a huge amount of damage. I'm not sure about my flying ball bag, I'll be honest. I feel like the idea of having to put another, like, 30 points just to get that where I needed to. And these exhumed dead. They haven't before, these guys. Are just super, super tough. I'm not sure if they got additional, like, fire damage attack, which is bypassing, but it does make me slightly worried. And this guy didn't even clock him before he died. And then I realised that was kind of like the end of act boss there. But, oh, Wellspring. Hello? Yeah, let's make you wait. Come on, let's have a look. It is +2 to Heart of the Oak. The problem is the Beast Callers is so necessary. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get a point where we don't need the Beast Callers so much. Although I doubt it. But yeah, +2 to Heart of the Oak. So that is technically 10% more life. I thought this was a well, but actually, it looks like some kind of skull being sick. The hell is wrong with this place? Definitely corrupt. Just checking the quests. Actually did a very, very decently crack through all this. The only thing we probably want to do is this health point bonus from the Poison Spring. But I'm not that bothered at this point. And we're on to Act 2. Onto the beach. I love this boat, by the way. Absolutely love it. The art in these games is fantastic. I've got to say, all of these games. This is a very, very good game for art, by the way. Great voice acting, great art. There's a lot to love about it. It's got a huge amount of charm. And this is a classic scene here, arguing with the builders about the installation of a door. And this, look at this. Fantastic. Love it. Nothing there, but just a boat. Brilliant. And I'm being quite genuine there. I just love like that to me is like a reward. Maybe I'm clearly all these runs are making me absolutely nutty. And even this little bit here, like I think the way they work with this game and with height and stuff like that is just so good. And you can like see into the distance sometimes. Really, really cool. They do a lot of that in Path of Exile as well, but this game is what paved the way for that as far as I'm concerned. So what do we want here? What are we trying to achieve? I think we just need to get up. I kind of want the nymph. The Tyrant of Crete. Well, we know Tyrant doesn't mean necessarily he's that bad. Although I've got to say, he's not dressed like a super friendly babysitter kind of, let's have him round for dinner kind of type. Definitely got some pretty strong drip going on though. And look here, the Calcium Conference haven't got a chance here. And this is the scroll I was talking about earlier, Scroll of the Storm Witches. So it summons a pair of harpy witches. Pretty good. Could be useful for some, maybe tougher boss fights. Love these zombies lumbering towards as well. I mentioned earlier that I think this game would be fantastic if someone could mod a like village simulation, kind of build it up, get attacked by waves type of thing. But the like undead in this I think just look got that kind of like creepy crawl towards you. It looks like we're in Morrowind now. Although I suppose technically all of the Elder Scrolls games have got these now, but Morrowind's the only game that's any good, by the way. The others are okay, but they're pretty much a shadow of Morrowind. I'd love to play Morrowind actually on the channel. Maybe a what would be a good one? Maybe like a punch only one. Okay, what is his name, guys? Caius Casares. Oh, I might think about that actually. So look, I've got 16 points here. I'm going to put loads of them into health. I mean, I don't really know. I'm just going to wash my feet quickly, but I don't know what I should be putting my points in. I think probably maybe just because I'm a smooth brain, I should just put them into strength, because that at least will allow me to equip some items. But that could be a real mistake. I don't know. I don't know if the game on like I suppose the first difficulty is going to be so challenging. Much like a maze, everybody knows how to just beat a maze. You just keep going left, right. Before I actually went left all the way through the maze, I did suddenly get that pang of like, what have I missed? And I went back to get this health point bonus. Actually, 75 health. It's not too bad. I mean, by the time we're kind of pumping that aura, which adds to health, so on, we can. I think I changed my mind here. Actually, I think I'd rather just keep putting points into Nature Mastery just so I can get. Within 2 levels, I'll be able to get the nymph. So maybe even by the time this maze is over, because it's taking bloody ages to get through it. Finally, some Minotaurs, which makes me feel like we're getting to the centre of the Minoan Labyrinth. And they are actually pretty tough, so I had to run away. This guy especially with his Mario star. Kaj Notchblade sounds like such a loser, by the way. Real like online edgelord avatar. Probably likes Cats. The musical. I love some of the heroes in here as well. I really like this one. He died. Those that burn so bright are likely to. That's me attempting to ad-lib a phrase there. It's simply not possible at this point in my life. Anyway, he burned so bright that he was going to burn out soon. There you go. Put that on my epitaph. Finally, the big boy at the top. Look at this big brain moves as well. Let's get all these blade traps out of the way so I can run away from the Minotaur with impunity, or should I say more impunity than before. Definitely hitting pretty hard. Is it worth getting the... yeah, let's do it. Come on. Storm Witches. Okay, they're not getting aggro. Oh, but they are helping. I bet that blade trap's immune to lightning. Okay, I'm not sure if did they summon that lightning little ring, or is that him? I think it might be them. Unfortunately, he's not staying still because he's chasing me, but that didn't really seem to matter. Definitely not entirely sure how to avoid aggro, but it's nice having these harpies. And look, this is the way the guy lived. Oh, I'm assuming this is his giant toilet here that he used to use, and he made those people watch until they died. That is truly terrifying. Annoyingly, the Storm Witches don't last forever, so they disappeared just before this point, and I was like, oh, typical. Just before a boss fight. Okay, looks like we're going to have to tackle these statues beforehand. Oh, of course they are. Looks like they might be immune to bleed as well, which I think is how I'm doing a lot of my damage at the moment. I think Blue Ball Bag is glitched out there as well, which is not helping. Looks like a kind of flying Mike Wachowski. And the Telkeen here. Definitely taking some damage. Oh, I'm not so keen on those Limos coming out. They're actually pretty tough on the way. I think it's just the Limos have a huge amount of capacity for, damage, and then also lifesteal with that. Right, come on, Wachowski. Oh no, he's turned the wolf against us. This could be GG, this fight, if this happens. Okay, it doesn't look like it happens for too long, but that is very, very dangerous. Especially here, I got really panicked. I ended up resummoning, but then I think it ran out around the same time, so I didn't really need to. Oh, I'd love it if those wolves could get some kind of stun attack. And there we go, the mystical orb. This is actually one of the nicest things about this game. I think the mystical orb's really cool. The idea of like exploding into loot. And that presumably is another toilet that the Minotaur absolutely destroyed. Disgusting.
You destroyed
And we're off to Egypt. Very cool. And actually looks like he might be doing some real things. He's shouting at those guys in the boat. Hopefully this place isn't full of weirdos. Oh no. Oh. Okay, he seems alright. Weird that they're letting the camels run their own shops though, but you know, I'm not going to judge. I really like this. This looks very cool, this area, I've got to say. Love the obelisk there as well. The whole like market vibe here is very, very cool. Looks really, really good. And this guy, I mean, whoever decided upon this, what is going on? Is it too hot for him? What the hell? And this is awesome, isn't it? Just giant scorpions. I don't ask for much, but what I do ask for is giant scorpions. And this really pissed me off, guys. See that little shimmer on the scroll? There's definitely a scroll on the floor, and I can't. Oh, they've almost put this in the way on purpose, so I can't quite see it. There it is. Is it part of a quest later? What? Why would they do that? Cruel, anyway. Look at this. Capeshes. I don't know what plural of Capesh is. I'm not going to risk it, but it's nice. Some of those like sub-quests drop some really good loot. I've got to say, every creature seems to drop a lot of loot. And this is the benefit of a mastery shrine, by the way. So nature mastery up, plus 4 points with that mastery shrine, which allows me to summon 3 Wolfensteins. So assuming we can keep them alive, we can have a massive damage increase for a short period of time. Because the shrine doesn't last long, but the wolf lasts beyond the shrine's expiration. Okay, this looks cool. I'm a big fan of beetles, by the way. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but absolutely love it. One of the games I really enjoy playing, indie game called Star Sand. And I'm just simply not concentrating here at all. I should be just resummoning the wolf, but I didn't bother. So now I've lost it. We're back to 2. But yeah, one of the games I really enjoy playing, a survival game called Star Sand. And it had a free expansion on like collecting beetles in the desert, and I absolutely loved it. I immediately looked like, can I do this in real life? Can I have like a terrarium, I suppose, and get some beetles in there? I tell you what, I love this area. It really just makes me want to go to Egypt, go on a really nice cruise, and I can visit all the locations in Serious Sam. Oh, Ramesses' Greaves. What? Oh, strength requirement is pretty high. Even when we spend our points. That's some decent stats on that. Yeah, let's chuck that trash on the ground. A lot. Oh no. They've had an argument. Oh, typical holiday argument. Nice mastery shrine, back to 3.
My sword. You found it.
Just completely forgot about that guy's sword, by the way, carrying around for some time. And here we are on the Nile. We're starting our cruise. Yeah, this area is very cool. I found this as well. The melee weapons in this were not my friend at all. But this one had a 9% chance to dodge attacks. Again, frustrating strength requirement, but we know for Ramesses' Greaves, we're going to need it. And here you can see. So just like never killing the last creature and then restarting the game and then farming the good drops. Might be possible, might not. Just buying some bits of pieces, just a pure upgrade there, 92 health versus the 60 odd. And look at these, banana boats. You know you're on holiday when the banana boats are out. Nice little level up as we crack through the birdie boys. On aggressive as well, they do like clear out the area for you. A lot of thinking time as you as your creatures go around murdering all the sentient life forms. And talking of sentient life forms, and our first achievement as well, Call of Nature. So let's do some equipment upgrading. So I've got a few little bits here, and a lot of them are strength dependent. So first thing, obsidian bracers. There's not much here that's actually particularly useful. There's a little bit of resistance stuff, but they look pretty cool, and that might be the most important thing. That bangle can go in the bin. We've got this armor, which gives me plus 15% strength. So that jumps our strength up to 217. That then gives us the ability to put on... Where's it gone? Our Greaves, Ramesses Greaves, which is actually very decent. You can see decent fire resist, health regen, movement speed, loads of stuff we like. Our Ball Mace of dodging, so we've got 9% chance to dodge attacks now, which is better than just a stat boost. We're still at only 3 monsters killed as well, so we're well on track. Through the gate of the Sphinx. Sphinx? A Sphinx, therefore I am. I'm not sphinking. And this, my computer stopped sphinking as well at some point. This was, I was really worried this was going to be permanent and not going to make a great video if the sound was like this. But this just was the precursor to a terrible crash. Talking of terrible crash, that looks very similar to the, any excuse to get out the old pictures. But yeah, you can see the minaret in the background there of one of the many mosques of Istanbul. But yeah, I saw an Egyptian obelisk. And this was super smooth brain. I had no idea what I was doing here. But it looked like they were summoning skeletons, so I was definitely going to kill them. But by killing them, I summoned these guys, which are actually pretty tough. See, level 25 versus my level 20. And they were just strong boys anyway. Yeah, the nymph there. I mean, I think actually could be very decent DPS, but not very tanky. And here now I realise, oh, if each time you kill one of those, one of the statues comes alive, so maybe I should just kill one and then kill the statue. Nah, let's kill them both. But I assume this was a precursor to a bigger fight, but I was wrong. This is the fight. But it's quite cool. And here, the hand to balance. This is another little like weird spot here. A bit close. I don't really feel like I did very much, and there was a little bit of a fight beforehand. But the reward for it was astonishing, like pretty decent experience. And you get this seal of the Vigilant as well, which I mean it does have pretty high strength and intelligence requirements. But vitality resistance is very hard to come by. So yeah, real like maybe you could spec just to kill the Telkins. I don't know if that's a good way of getting loot or not. I don't know enough, but. This particular area is pretty tough as well. These ghosts were pretty relentless. You can see how much damage they were able to output. So I had to run in and out. And then I realised, what is that giant thing in the middle? Ah, it's not normal. It's a boss. This is actually a pretty cool boss as well. But the damage was very high. So a lot of the time I was running away and spending a lot of time resummoning walls. Unfortunately, the resummon time on the walls is almost the most frustrating thing, but I understand why they have to put it there, otherwise you could pretty much just cheese the game. And I was taking some damage here, I've got to say. Probably one of the closest I got to dying. A lot of it's just because I wasn't really concentrating, let's be honest. And this guy seemed particularly nice. Pretty cool. I had a feeling I thought that he was going to be a boss later on, but maybe I just misremembered. And I think at this point, we're just going to put a lot of points into the nymph. I mean, 24 to 50 damage. You got those other plus damage items as well. Like plus 10 damage at this point. I've got those on two rings and an amulet. Right, so we're doing another 30 damage. For those that can't do that math. And the Tomb of Khufu. Now, I was pretty lost at this point, and I'm sure I should have just read a guide to be like, let's not just run through all of these pyramids. But there's always side quests going on, and I kind of wanted to see the full game. I got the impression that I probably wasn't going to play this game again. If that's not too sad. One of the things there was one of the side quests I read later was whatever you do, don't open that tomb because there's a plague that will kill everyone. And I think that was the plague coming out of that particular sarcophagus. Again, we had another Wolfie boy go down there with some elemental damage. So I am worried about how difficult some of the later stages are going to be if we get a few decent mage bosses or mage environments. We've got our scroll ready with our witches in case we need them. And we've got this dog boy. Although it looks like we're doing okay. Oh no! Oh no! Elemental damage has proved itself to be our downfall again. Oh my god, and he's absolutely chewing the wings off those harpies. Disgusting. Okay, he's taking a lot of damage. There's no way I'm even going to try that name. But once again, running around the room, trying to avoid damage, and resummoning the wolves was enough.
It's dead.
And look at this. This looks like some kind of pride flotilla that looks like it's been left behind. Hopefully these guys will be able to have some fun together. Hopefully someone will come back for them later as well. I don't know what the artists were thinking when they added bits like this in, but I'm very, very glad they did. Cool little walkway up here. And this is the boss I was referring to earlier. In the back of my head I was like, I'm sure you fight that in some slightly more epic location. And we did. And there he is now, he's dead. And this just to show you, I haven't shown you a lot of the loot. It was bad. I play a game here. What do you think this guy's voice is going to be like? Pause the video. Yeah, exactly. Not like that. You lost. As did I, definitely. I thought it'd be quite a kooky little gent. Up to 42 to 84 damage. I mean, that's quite a decent jump up.
Yes? So long. Greetings.
I mean, that guy again earned 2 or 3 times salary. Maybe he was paid 2 or 3 times the salary he was worth. I haven't quite worked it out, but worth visiting him just for that. Now let's start getting technical. Arcane formulas. I've never really done this before, by the way. I'm sure I did it in the good old days when I was much younger. But we're going to try and make the touch of the Fool. Some of these bits and pieces. It's not cheap, but here we go. Armor, energy, completion bonus. Is retaliation. What? Oh, what a waste. What a waste. Well, at least I can teach you what not to do. What I did find in my inventory was this. This is actually from another playthrough, another character. But this matches, and I had such bad loot at this point. I was like, and it looks so good. I was going to take it. And the set bonus from 2 items is a bit of fire and lightning resistance and a bit of health. And I didn't feel it was cheating too much, because I've got a feeling, especially with some meme builds like this, you should, yeah, get any help you can. So I'm just putting the elemental one by the staff, the armory one by the armor, just so I can kind of remember which one's which in case I panic, which is pretty inevitable. So up against another Telkeen. This one looks like it likes to separate itself. Okay, but I think we're doing okay. I mean, I'm seeing we're taking some damage on one of them. Maybe it's worth getting some of these lads out as well, just to chuck it in, because a lot of these Telkeens are stationary at the moment, so we can do some decent damage. We've resummoned one wolf already, so we've got to wait for that cooldown now before we get the second one. Oh damn, this is looks like some decent damage. The nymph there is going ham. Look at that, DPS, pure DPS. Maybe I didn't need these storm witches after all. And a cuneiform tablet. I'll be taking that back to the UK. There's a great story from Istanbul about the British archaeologists trying to take a lot of stuff home, which made me laugh. Because we are very good at that. So 5 more points and we'll be able to get the strength of the pack. In the meantime, let's keep pumping the nymph. Didn't mean to say that, but I'm glad I did. I'm actually going to summon here as well, because this is a pretty tough little environment. I felt like even with the summons, the storm witches are gone. And I don't think I've killed a single one of those. Maybe I've just killed one of them. But a lot of experience on offer, but also a lot of death. I had to be very careful here. I think time for one of those tactical withdrawals at this point. Let's use this scroll of shielding, because So I've just got a feeling I need it. Plus, I just quite like the idea of... I don't know any of these fights coming up, by the way. So a lot of it's very preemptive. At this point, I haven't died yet. And I really didn't want to. Because it'd be good. I believe that's an achievement as well. So it'd be great to get that achievement at the same time. Actually, very, very comfortable. And look at all this incredible loot. Oh, there is one pointless axe there I don't need. And we're off to Babylon! And here we are. Babylon. These gardens of Babylon were very, very tough. But what we did find is a scroll of the Cyclops. Summon Cyclops abilities. He's got a lot of health. He does a lot of damage. So that's going to be good fun. The Gardens of Babylon. Which I remember so vividly from being one of the wonders of the world from the Civilization games. Was very, very difficult. And it made me lose hope that this was possible. Because it took me ages to get past that bit. But what was quite good fun is there were already quite a few heroes, and they were quite interesting ones. Little rat man here as well. And a Babylonian shield. Look at this. 13% shield block chance. That seems pretty good. Pierce resistance. And a chimera here. I seem to have locked myself out of the fight. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this fire damage. Oh my god. Wachowski there getting instantly dehydrated. But I think the nymph here is going to be quite useful. The wolves they seem to be taking a lot of damage after it as well. So there's like lingering fire damage as well. But it looks like we've got the DPS we need with this little lady. And I've got pretty decent fire resist from my equipment as well. Very satisfying. Oh, I love this door as well. That is incredible. It's the little things, but that is awesome. Looks super cool as well. But awesome little contraption there. Love it. Oh no. Who put her in charge? This is what happens. You have failed. Shame on you and your family. Spirit Caller's Seal. So this looks like the upgraded version. 18 damage bonus to pets, and he's got decent strength as well. That's just a pure bonus, isn't it? And Spirit Callers as well, we find quite shortly afterwards. That's a huge damage jump up. Another 16 damage, plus of course we got another 10%. And there's some quick maths down the bottom for you there. Nice little homestead here, little adobe house. And once again, like the damage output of some of this elemental damage here, the poison here, absolutely chunks the walls down. Hopefully we'll see it. Yeah, here we go. Oh, disgusting. I found these barely sentient creatures here and felt compelled to march in and eradicate any opportunity they have for a peaceful life. What was he holding? A giant what? Disgusting. This game is full of deviance, honestly. Just look at this environment. Actually gives me Guild Wars vibes, this. I played, or should I say replayed, Guild Wars not long ago. Just reinstalled it and thought I'd go give it a go again. Great game, really is. If anyone wants to play Guild Wars with me, just let me know in the comments, because I've got no one to play with. It seems really sad, but I'd love to get a bit of a crew together. It'd be really good fun. That's original Guild Wars, by the way. I played the second one and just didn't get on as well, but the first one I've got such nostalgia, and I really think the graphics hold up really, really well. Corpulent Djinns there as well, and this area was really tough. Thankfully, you could just retreat with a lot of these, and they didn't seem too intent on pursuit. And it looks like a lot of those attacks might be flying over the head of the nymph there as well. So we can't really get any more points within the nymph because they adds retaliation damage, but strength of the pack. So immediately, 15% more physical damage, bit of energy regeneration, total speed. So we can see this in action now, although we can't because they both got frozen. So we're not going to see it in action now. I actually realised I needed to resummon in order to get them that ability. But here we go, you can see. I've also randomly changed the UI to a different one. Don't ask me why I did that. And prepare yourself for some emotional scenes here. Pagoda shadows stretch across the quiet bank. The saddle lies still. That's probably cancelable, that voice, isn't it? But I thought that was a very poignant scene. I don't know why the horses seem to have such a huge amount of emotional depth in this game, but they really do. And let's run out of this cave before we get ghostified.
What? The pedestals were empty?
It's all my fault.
A lot of blame going on in this act, I've noticed. It's definitely the theme. That and the killing of the indigenous people. Oh, look at that. That skill looks pretty cool, actually. This guy is chunky lad as well. He's got that kind of... oh, he's got some decent attack speed as well. Oh, look at that hit as well. That is disgusting. That's on a child. So let's put him down. He just sits down as well. And that's... And a nice little upgrade here. So we've got 18 damage on both the rings now and the amulet. And this giant yeti. Looks very cool, actually. Looks quite like a decent model. I'm not saying I'm attracted to him, but maybe I am. I don't think he stands a chance, but he is doing pretty well. Love his... I mean, I'm not going to comment on his bum. I was going to say lovely bum then, but what is wrong with me? This guy's got me all charmed. Oh, wow. That is fantastic. There we go. that's almost the thumbnail. Oh, look at this. Bonus to all pets. 100% health. What? Okay, what an incredible reward that is. Because I really was feeling that the pets were dying. The damage was still okay, but the health was really starting to tail off. So that's fantastic. Still getting their asses kicked, but maybe not quite as quick as they were before. And Snook there. Cool little area here as well. I like this. And look at that. This is made me think. I mean, that's got bonus to all pets, and it's got armor to all pets. So maybe if you ever plan on doing this yourselves, probably spec into energy instead of strength. So it looks like the staff could be quite a good augment to your pet damage. Wolves here tearing apart the sentient tiger men. Tigers pissing blood. Generations scream in pain. What a lovely rug. Lovely little black and white rug as well from the mages. And we are up to Permanents of Stone. So this feels like quite a good addition to Heart of the Oak. Just to get some elemental resistances. I think again, just life and resistances now are going to be so important. I actually came back because there was a little bit I hadn't explored up here. And there was a little quest which was quite a nice reward. That little kid there, he's on the side. No fucks given.
My daughter, bless you.
Never sure if I actually want to visit the Great Wall of China. It's never really bothered me. Let me know if you have visited, and it is worth it. I'm sure that's a stupid thing to say. I'm sure it's amazing. Sure, it's amazing. Oh Jesus Christ, the rumps kicking in, boys. Look at this, just chewing on my donger. I'm cracking through the act as well. I had to come back to Egypt because it's the only place I really understood where this enchanter was. So we're making the Chaos Cube, guys. We're going to make it. Nothing's going to go wrong. Yeah, okay, that's good. Vitality resistance, I think, is really good. There's some physical resistance there as well. So yeah, good.
Why did you
Great
say
name, that guy as well. Prince. Almost Cthulhu-esque name. I'm not listening to you.
Warrior,
No, I'm kidding. I will.
warrior, listen
No,
to
no,
me.
I'm not really. Love the way the environments look in the different times of day as well.
Champion.
This is a cool little opener. And this, lads,
Emperor Huang Ti.
this was the closest I came to death. And I had to just make a decision to exit because I really don't want to die at this point. And off the back of that, I thought I'm going to have to try and get some healing going, because this is not working. It didn't help that I didn't have my aura up, which would have helped my health quite significantly. But the second time round, with a little bit more health from the aura, and just being a little bit less stupid, I was also rewarded with this. Bearing in mind I've just made that other one. Druidic Wreath. +1 to Nature Mastery. We've done it. End game. Now, how easy is that going to be to make, though? Let's have a look. So we need a scroll. Might just get another one of those while I'm here. So, first thing we need to do. Luckily I had this Arcane Formula for Leaf Song in my inventory already, so we can make this artifact. Doesn't really matter what this is. Kind of a lesser artifact anyway, like the Chaos Cube. So what do we need? Crystal Tear. I also had this in my inventory. Fantastic. And a lot of this stuff, I've got to admit, guys, was from my inventory as well. This, loads of stuff with damage. Useless to us, of course. But with those now, the only other thing we're missing is viney growths. So I had to look around. Where am I going to find that? Actually, coincidentally, when I had a quick Google, where can I find viney growths? It actually suggested the next area, like the area I was right next to. So we get the next waypoint, and then we can have a little explore around here, and hopefully we'll get some viney growths, because we need a few. Here are jungle creeps. These are the kind of guys who are very likely to drop it. And these little guys as well. These little, I don't know what they are, boggans. And there's one up there. We've got one. So with that, how many more do we need? Oh, that's it. Viney growth. Excitement. Please don't have retaliation damage. Please. Oh, okay, that's fine. Fine. Nothing too offensive there. To be honest, there's not a lot there that's that brilliant. The health regeneration, I suppose, is very good. And we got Steam achievement for what that's worth. The bonus there is plus 50 energy, which isn't particularly useful. Is another one of those really annoying scrolls here as well. And at that point, I realised you could actually select and move your guys around. So it only took me until almost the end of the game. Unfortunately, +1 in Nature Mastery is not enough to get me 3 walls. I need one more +1 to skills, so we're going to have to look out for yet more. Sargoth Manbane, clearly a feminist. But I feel like I'm being a bit controversial this video. I'm not normally like this. Must be the type of rum I'm on. Oh, look at this. Really reminds me of Dark Souls. That one. Don't give up, skeleton. It's a cool little area as well. I mean, this whole area is a little bit pointless, but it's very bony as well. But it's pretty cool, just general exploration, and find these quite unique looking areas in the mists of the mountains. And the reason I show you this bit is because I almost died here as well. For some reason, everything stopped working. I couldn't move. I was being attacked. I was taking a lot of damage as well. Thankfully, we survived. And we found this Pavese shield as well. Well, to me, a Pavese is a shield, right? But that's some really decent stats on it. I mean, the -8 to movement speed. But actually, God only knows why I'm showing this in stupid speed. It's just clearly an editing mistake. But it does give me a quick moment to say, I really underestimated on the Babylonian shield that plus percentage chance to block, which I think actually makes that shield a lot better overall. And luckily with a few different levels up, I mean, this feels like very similar kind of ghost attack to one of the earlier caves. But it really feels like we're a lot more capable of tanking it now. And that +1 to Nature Mastery, of course, augments all of my guys, really, other than the Wachowski ball bag. This guy really needs to invest in some clothing. Beautiful little river here as well. Actually, I really think it's pretty decent effects for when it was And for those eagle-eyed amongst you, be a bit disappointed in the fact that the I don't really want to get rid of Wachowski's really not pulling his weight. I don't think he really deserves to be in that idyllic scene. He can go and sit somewhere else. Maybe it was a big mistake choosing him. I'll be honest. If that's not too cruel to the guy. Nature Mastery is definitely carrying us. In many ways, I wish I'd just got nothing but Nature Mastery and got the achievement for doing that as well. Let's keep augmenting our health. Qiyung Mountain.
Yes, stranger.
Look at this little boss arena. Now we know from previous experience that the fire aura of these kind of guys is going to be an absolute nightmare. There it is. Oh yeah, and we see Wachowski of course getting absolutely wrecked. But I now have the regrowth skill, which I'm basically spamming the 1 key as often as I can to try and keep my guys healed up. And a lot of the time I'm running around here not healing just because I'm trying to stay out of damage. I'm being chased by all of these shadow creatures, so if I can get my guys to focus on the bull and take it down quickly enough, we don't really need to worry about the ads, I don't think. But if I stop, then I suddenly get hit by all of them, and the damage is not insignificant. And actually, they disappear as soon as he's dead. Cool little boss arena this. It looks pretty plain, but actually it's quite nice sometimes when you get a little dedicated area like that. Oh, that sounded good. That sounded really good. Let's have a look. And Tendon Ripper, another Babylonian shield. Actually, I should have realised at this point the Babylonian shield was calling to me. I think it is better than the purveyors, but sometimes it's nicer just to get a bit of a change. And there's a statue down there, the broken statue. It looks like they just built another statue. Just let that one fall down. Great. Now, do I need to be worried here? Is this a boss? Let's heal them up just in case. Oh, that's the voice I should have had for my poems. Although I'm probably going to get cancelled over those haikus anyway. And it wouldn't be China without having to fight the Jade Palace, right? Fight some terracotta soldiers. The environment here looks fantastic. You'd expect by this point of the game that actually the graphics would have tailed off quite a lot as they ran out of time, but if anything, they look better.
I have never been. I will explain. Good.
I think the just general environments of Greece is really, really good. Egypt is a little stale at this point because we're so used to kind of desert environments, and these guys, oh my goodness me, that is the damage he did there was probably about a quarter of my life. So I had to be very, very, very careful. And actually, I panicked enough to bring out the Storm Witches, but to be honest, the damage of them is just not really at this point of the game. It's not really holding up, especially when the guys are moving around so much. But that little aura thing, when the guys stand still, I think it probably does quite a lot of damage. And it's nice here, this kind of, I call it Dark Soulsian. I'm not sure if it's the only one. Maybe more Metroidvania, where the level kind of loops around back on itself when you unlock it and different things. They've did a really good job here of doing that too. And it's a cool little boss fight as well. Like, normally by this point in the game, a lot of like the good ideas have been exhausted in the earlier acts. Now they're, recycling enemies. But this act, they pulled this out somewhere. It's fantastic. A load of completely useless loot. This guy looks like he's, we've got this guy here, looks like Patient Zero.
An ancient evil.
We've got 2 attribute points as well, that's pretty nice. Really, this is a very cool little tree bridge here as well. 2 more skill points. What are we going to go for? I think probably a little bit of healing, a little bit of life. The damage seems fine. As long as we can keep everyone alive, then we're good to go. And I didn't know what to make of this, but I felt like I had to show it because it's a little. I actually really like these little mushrooms here as well. Whoever put those in there, I noticed, even if no one else did. And the environment's now getting pretty strange. But I love the fact they're using a bit more of that verticality. These obsidian halls. Like, very, very cool as we get closer and closer into the heart of the volcano. And just showing you the kind of F I put in. And here, a really good example of how they use the verticality. And looks like he's buggered off. But we've got the tell key now. And I've no idea what to expect from this fight. I don't know what to do. Yeah, we're going to do it. Let's summon the Cyclops. I think the damage of the Cyclops is very, very decent. Oh, he's got that little attack as well. Let's try and keep the wolves alive if we can. Probably worth actually healing up the Cyclops as well. Oh, he's got no chance. Probably a bit unnecessary there. And the adamantine sickle of Cronus. What the? 3,000 strength. I'm guessing you just got to use a lot of reduction, requirement reduction to get that strength to a manageable level, and even the intelligence as well. Pretty decent damage though, 810. I imagine if you can get that into a build, then it's probably quite good, but we're hoping for something good here. Oh, a jade bow, of course it's going to be absolutely useless for us. Oh, quite a few different essences, whatever they're called. And we'll go through the portal. And here we find ourselves, Lower Olympus. So I'm guessing this is the last. Yeah. I'm guessing this is the last fight. We'll head back because before we finish the run, I do want to get +1. There's some really good items here. That looks pretty cool. But I'm really looking for not +1 in Dream Mastery. We want +1 in Nature Mastery because I think one more and we'll get another wolf. It's teasing us at this point. Dream Mastery this took quite a long time. Finally. I mean, there's not much point looking at the others, but I will just in case. +1 skills in Nature Mastery. Now we lose 18 damage. This means not even remembering where the amulet slot is. That's how good I am at this game. But now we have 3 permanent 3 wolves. So, unfortunately, we've got Mike Wachowski here as well. And here's me expecting to immediately fight the boss. But no, he's not going to let us do that yet. So we have to fight our way through what is quite an arduous, but very cool looking, like Misty Mountain, like sky bridge type thing. Very cool. But some very, very tanky creatures here, and a huge amount of time spent healing and tanking and trying to chip down damage. And here we go. It's happened before I'm even ready for it. Let's get Cyclops out. He looks like he's concentrating on me. That is going to be a very nasty attack, and I'm right. He's completely killed every single wolf in about 3 seconds. Can the Cyclops survive? He can! Okay, it looks like he's taking a lot of damage. Oh, unfortunately, he can't take... That is pretty much an absolute killer to any summons, isn't it? Because they're not going to get out of the way. Oh, Wachowski there, of course. Utterly useless. All the scrolls on cooldown. The wolf isn't going to last more than a few seconds. We can get the druid back out, the nymph. And at least we're doing some damage. Not much. Wachowski there's having to beat the... Oh no, that's going to hurt. I'm not quite sure if I understand if there's any mechanics to this boss fight. In terms of keeping him away from some of those shrine. It looks like there is actually a shrine at the side there. I think that's a Thorns one, which I don't really need. So what is he doing there? What's he trying to suck? Oh, this is going to be painful, isn't it? So yeah, the rest of the fight is spent running around, hopefully trying to summon things before they get utterly wrecked by meteors from the sky. At least he seems to be concentrating me like everything's dead. Or everything dies. So a resummon now, he should just be spending his time attacking me. Very, very decent chunk of experience. And a glorious death animation like. And a very unceremonious...
Hail, mighty hero. I am Zeus,
Where is Zeus?
king of the Olympian gods.
Where is he?
We are eternally thankful for your
Has he left a voice
aid in
message?
stopping Typhon.
We did it. Game over. We'll get the crew together, and we'll head in. Not really sure what this place is. Oh no. Is this the bloody immortal throne or whatever? Please don't. Please tell me I don't have to do this as well. Is that the Colossus of Rhodes there? That's pretty cool. So it might have been pertinent to check at what point I need to actually finish the game to get these achievements. But if you're new to the channel, then
Get used to disappointment.
yeah, I have not planned, and now I have an entire act to go through. So, the City of Rhodes, and there's the Colossus of Rhodes, again another classic from Civilization. And we're back on the beach. For some reason I'm not sure if I set everything to aggressive or not at the side there, but at least it looks like my mouse seems to have adjusted to a normal position, so you can actually see what I'm clicking on. But I'm still spending a huge amount of time running away. Crab legs. Just what you want to be doing when you just thought you finished the game is killing giant crabs. Giant enemy crabs. Classic meme that. Actually very cool looking area, gotta say. And then the end of the crab story there. What a side quest.
The entire village will feast on crab legs in your honor. The cat.
Great. That's really made me happy.
We must light the beacon to tell merchant ships that wonderful. Take this strapping young lad.
Take this strapping
It
young
is a
lad. What?
new
In the
day.
tent?
It is only we had not had a merchant.
What? Oh, he's with me. What? I didn't even see it appeared there. But there you go. Yeah. I didn't expect that kind of a payment for this, but it looks like all of these guys have had a piece of him. They're all going for him. This is she's going to have to keep healing him, I think. And yeah, they absolutely hated him. Maybe they just really like that tight ass. Yeah, but I had to always keep him out of trouble by running away myself, just because everything absolutely hated him. And there's me wondering what the hell's going on. He looks like he's fiddling with something, and I see the arrow suddenly shooting towards him. It looks like I might have to defend this guy against these wells. Probably keep him healed as well. Luckily, this doesn't seem too difficult. And luckily, the arrows there are clipping against the wall, otherwise he'd be in some trouble, I think. But quite a nice idea for a quest, this. And actually, it makes me feel like this might be quite good fun. I already think the environment's looking really cool. And it was a little bit tougher than I thought it was going to be, because that is not the end of it. And that arrow actually looks like it might be hitting him as well. Do I kill the wolf? I think I'm going to have to, right? Oh no, he's actually taking quite a lot of damage. This is meant to be this difficult. I mean, if I didn't have my ability to heal him, thank God it's done. It was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. And this is, again, really cool. Reminds me of some of those early bits in Greece when you kind of come up against these groups of guys under attack or besieging areas. And with my heal now, it's actually pretty decent. I can keep these guys healed up, which is just feels quite cool. So I think let's keep pumping health at this point. So 2 in Heart of the Oak. Up to 55%. I mean, that's 60% more health now for everyone in the crew. And as long as the fire is aimed at me, then I'm taking virtually no damage whatsoever. But if it hits the wolf boys, then they are not in a good way. Lovely little mushrooms there as well. Big fan of mushrooms. Den of the Antioch. And one of the things I think was actually quite good fun about is, I mean, look, the damage output of some of these things was insane. Which is quite good fun in a way. It was definitely a step up in terms of difficulty. But the time, energy, like the detail, stuff like that went into this expansion in hindsight now, was fantastic. I was very, very resentful of the fact that I had to do it, because I was pretty much ready to move on to the next thing at this point. But I'd never done this expansion before, so all of this is completely new to me as well. But we'll keep the holiday vibes up. Some nice little Spanish guitar. And just see what the game's got to offer. Because there are a huge amount of expansions now. I mean, I've got this kind of one official expansion. But I think there are 3 other newer expansions now. I have a feeling the game studio actually shut down. And I think they said it was due to piracy. Which might not have been the smartest thing to say. It might be true, who knows, but... Who's this? Ah, I said, what the? She oiled them.
Then ask for my aid. I have work to do and preparations to make.
Oh, she sounds really imprisoned. That is quite the outfit, lady.
You, but I have things to do.
What a pair of guardians, eh? I'm trying to read some of this, but some of the rewards look quite good here. I probably do actually want to do a lot of this, just because I know I'm probably not going to do this expansion again. Not when I've got so many other ARPGs to play now. And look, we've got the plus 32 damage. This is the next kind of step up in terms of items augmenting pet damage there. So it's a pretty decent jump up from 18 to 32. And answers on a postcard is how you pronounce Queen I'm almost at the very end of Star Trek The Next Generation. I don't know if you guys have watched that, but this guy is definitely giving me... This girl giving me Klingon ambassador vibes. You might be wondering why my voice has changed. I'm actually recording this on another day, because it's a long old video. Once again, we find ourselves with some sentient creatures just milling about their peaceful village. And it's my job here to ask no questions, but violence. Once again, we slash our way through. Although they are armed for war, so I've got some kind of justification. They have very sharp sticks, so... Into the jungle. We're finding a few little bits and pieces here for a quest. Quite a good, nice environment. This is pretty cool. Actually feels like quite a good jungle, like an open plan. A bit marshy. I was expecting a boss fight here, and instead I got a little mushroom. But that gave me like, that's the head of the boss and it's going to spring out. But and this is already a really, really bad fight. But I've learned at this point just to run away. Just cast some rejuvenation and then get straight back in there. Those like banners are a real pain. But actually if you just run away from them, they time out. And then you've got some time. And if we get everyone alive, if we've got the full contingent, actually the damage output is very, very good. This guy does have what looks to be a bit of a spread attack with his bow, but he's only really hitting one every time he's shooting, so we're fine. Really looks like he needs some sunlight as well. Oh, lovely little pose there. Glorious little moment. It looks like he took his clothes off at the end. Incredible. And again, I expected a little bit more from that, but just pinky it up. Keeping the boys healed up. And now it's the turn of the frogmen to be shown the sharp end of British diplomacy abroad.
At last, I have here is your potion.
A little potion? Not sure what that meant. Side quest updated. Oh, nice. We've got plus 6 strength and the 80 health. That's pretty decent. You've got to remember that 80 health is kind of like raw health. So any augments we get to it, like our aura now, which is up to level 11. It's going to be a huge increase in the health. I'm pumping here the permanence of stone. So this elemental resistance is benefiting everyone. And that seems to be one of the biggest challenges we have. And just a pretty solid upgrade there. So replacing the energy with health. Energy's not a real issue in this game. You can just drink your way through it. One of the solutions to many problems in life. Not a permanent solution, just to be clear. This little battle as well is quite cool. It's nice when you don't have to like traipse through a giant dungeon to get to a boss battle. So I do think the pacing of the expansion is already much better. Environmentally, it's much better as well. It looks really cool. Although it might not have the uniqueness of some of the first acts, because that first act in Greece is just incredible. Like aesthetically, like, oh wow, what a unique place to be here. Actually taking some pretty hefty hits from this person as well. That kind of meteor attack is just not one you can get caught by. Thankfully, when you start losing a lot of your crew, and actually the chances of the boss attacking you is much higher, and when it does turn its sight on you, it actually means the survivability of everyone else goes up. And I'm tanky enough at this point, as long as I don't stand still, should be fine. Very tanky though. Oh no. And I actually decide to heal, because I'm worried this is going to be a 2-stage boss battle. Maybe I've just been so conditioned at this point.
To another 1,000 years of undeath for a book of recipes.
Book of recipes. I can tell you what, I had no idea what was going on there. I had not been reading what was going on. But this is quite cool as well. You don't get a lot of like audio cues before the boss battle. So the expansion has got a lot to going for it. I really think they've done a great job. I can tell one of the main things was just adding a much darker aesthetic to the game, and I think it really benefits from having a quite a strong distinction between the theme of this, I suppose, as we descend into Hades. Spoiler. But cool little boss battle there as well. This is a nice little arena to be working in. I think the problem is when you've got a lot of ads, as I do, number one, it's quite difficult to keep track of what I should be doing, but also I don't really need to worry about anything other than just healing my guys up, so I can't really concentrate too much on the difference between these different sisters and how they've been wrecking my guys. So you're cutting it pretty close here. It looks like that kind of red aura is absolutely wrecking when it hits, so that's the one to avoid. Yeah, let's move her out of the way. I'm not sure exactly if that was the case, but we've picked up something. No idea what it's for. Pretty poor loot once again, unfortunately. And into yet another dungeon. At least this one has a little viney aesthetic going for it. But I think at this point, I mean, this is a great tomb of Doris, but I'm over it at this point. I don't really need any more tombs. And this guy pretty much cemented my my dislike for this tomb. I was like, oh, is he meant to be unkillable? He took me a long time. And he kept following me around. I couldn't kill him. But I missed a very key part of his behaviour, which is if I get too close, he drains my life. And heals himself. And heals himself enough to basically out-heal my DPS. Even with the full roster. I'm just doing it. This is super smooth brain activity going on. I should be attacking the banners properly, but finally, I've got him on his own, and I think he's actually taking a lot of damage. But God, once again, I'm just getting too close. This is me trying to heal my wolves. Sometimes if it's not in line of sight, you have to walk right next to the wolf in order to heal them. So that's what happened there. That wasn't me being too smooth-brained, just a little bit smooth-brained. Look at this Summer's Kuklos. Do you know what? That is so Greek. It's actually almost foreign to me to say. But a Kuklos, a lot of people in the comments will be looking that up now and being like, I think you'll find that's Aramaic in origin. Okay. I think it means circle actually. So there. Look it up. Prove me wrong. But it had 2 different mods that benefit our wolves and others. I don't know why that wolf isn't getting stuck in. But yeah, some tough rooms here.
I thought they would tear me limb from limb.
Oh, some dreadful voice acting there. Unfortunately, the American voice acting really doesn't gel well with me. Especially because we've had such quality up to this point. Look at the size of this loot room. Something. Save the best till last. Not great. I've kind of resigned myself that maybe that's just a nuance of the difficulty that I'm on. Maybe actually on harder difficulties the loot's a lot more significant. But this has taken a long time to get here, so Don't be asking me to go to the next difficulty.
They came quickly and in force. So
Oh, interesting. So still actually, I mean, it's a relatively decent size for an expansion as well. I know the expansion added caravans, which means you can share a lot between characters, which I've been utilising, which is fantastic. Shield of balance here as well. Okay. Damage reflected. No good. And actually, Dream Mastery, I looked this up only a moment ago, was one of the things they added in the expansion. So would that blue ball bag even be part of the crew?
a living mortal.
Useless as he
I
is.
swear I haven't sold a thing to those demons.
And the city of Passeron here, I mean, this looks incredible. And I love the interaction with some of the NPCs here. It definitely feels like you're coming across like an active defense. Embattled and entrenched against the hordes of the Underdark. And just a cool little area here. We're kind of rescuing the last few survivors. And I was going to talk to this guy, and I saw this little creeper in the back. Oi! And he's back. He knows. He's an expert creeper, so there's no point even chasing him. And this was pretty cool as well. There's some really just cool environments here. I mean, I was really, really over the game by this point. I think the problem is I'd solved myself in the idea of not having to, or finishing it after 3 acts. So I was a little bit like, I'm not sure if I can be bothered. But I was really like won over by this expansion. It is really good. It just feels like there was a very clear direction. I think THQ did it after, pretty much straight after Titan Quest, because it was just doing so well. I've changed my helmet here as well. Sorry for those people who feel betrayed. But some sleep resistance, some stun resistance, all these kind of like odd resistances. I've just panicked about the idea of a boss just stunning me, sleeping me and killing me, because it's currently an unblemished run. Blemished only by my personality at this point. And a very, very cool, very, very cool part there. And we're in Hades. We are in the first tier of hell. And aesthetics, incredible. And actually a lot of these like wells or checkpoints are quite unique in this expansion as well. But things are really going to tick up in terms of difficulty here.
Charon is gone. Do you know where he is?
Charon, again.
Bring him
I
back.
think I would have
Some of
always
us
said that
tried.
as Charon.
The boat will not move.
We are trying to get in.
But he's probably a real Charon, which is why he can't be bothered to...
Everything he could to escape.
Interesting voice actor there as well. But we're looking for a way over the River Styx here. And it looks like there I've been stunned. And I was truly terrified. Once again, I thought something had gone wrong with my laptop or something that almost killed me. But on reflection, you can see I'm stunned for a moment. Probably taking maybe too much electricity damage. I'm not quite sure how that works. Apologies for those people who are actually good at this game. I was not invited to the Titan Quest 2 beta test, and that was because they only let, as they described it, experts at Titan Quest in, and I'm definitely not one of them, so they made the right call. But I was saying, it's a great show. I know they've released a huge amount more expansions to this game now, but this one was really the post-crunch Titan Quest, great reception, let's make an expansion and add in a few quality of life things, and maybe some just interesting environments and stuff we wanted to uncover but we didn't have time to do in the original. And this is very weird because, well, firstly, I don't know why I pat a save it there. This always like a, if you do have a save button, I'm just so used to it. I can see there's a boss battle coming up, but I did not expect it. I also didn't expect there to be a bridge over the River Styx, and this is presumably because Sharon here is really bored of having to row over. And that looks like it's a pretty... Fortunately, it looks like that would otherwise completely wreck my guys, but managed to miss most of them. And that one definitely did not miss. It hit pretty much all of them. And the cooldown on wolves is just so bad. It's so long. We're getting pelted by some mermen as well. And of course we've got Wachowski. Oh, they're tanking. Actually, not doing the worst job I've ever seen. This is pretty sped up here as well. I'm kind of just trying to position the Dryad in the right kind of area. I'm just not able to tank really. Not like Mike can. Jesus, Mike Wachowski's absolutely doing it. Luckily I have the heals here. And I don't know what anyone's going to do now, because they're not going to be able to get to over the River Styx. I suppose the bridge is almost finished. Is ore not really the loot I was hoping for? And I'll point this out. I have actually explored on the map because I came back. But I saw this. This is very much a feature of some of the games like Grim Dawn did a really, really good job of like hiding areas in what otherwise should be very obvious paths, or not so obvious paths. But I'll be honest, guys, I got here feeling very excited and then realised I had no idea what to do. So let me know what this is all about, and maybe I'll come back and do it in a shorter video, just some of the unfinished content, but pretty cool. And one thing I didn't find very much on this character were the diaries. I found 2 on my other character, but we can have a read here now.
Dear diary, today Phodra's bet me that I couldn't kill one of those little frog guys that have been running around the countryside. Is he kidding? They're half my size. And so on. But anyway, clearly doesn't go very well from. But actually not the funniest of all of them. The mummy one especially is particularly good, but I'll let you discover that in your own time. Another very unique and interesting environment here in the marsh. I actually quite enjoyed that little area. And the demon storeroom here made very little sense to me thematically, but actually almost killed me. So I do have to be really careful here. Thankfully I think the aggro seems to be quite... The aggro range generally of creatures seems to be pretty poor. Except for those crows, man. I don't know what changed, but... And these little bone... I mean, why I bothered even rescuing these guys, I don't know. 0 reward, so I thought I'm never doing that again. But I did come across this absolute chonker. Really reminds me of the Demon of Song. Maybe it's... Was that a misty environment as well? By the Shrine of Amana? I'm talking Dark Souls 2 because I can't help myself. +4 points to Strength, Intelligence and Dexterity. Those are the kind of rewards you quite like. Cool little caravan here. Very like Warcraft 3 looking caravan, that. And a huge shield. And some little babies. I'm just showing you here because I didn't really get a chance to look at it too much before. Try not to show you the bit around the edge. Maybe that's because it's a bit more widescreen than it used to be, but really reminds me of Brightstone Cove Teldora, is it, in Dark Souls 2? Big shout out to anyone who knows what I'm talking about.
Some of us around here.
There won't be many of you. That's more my coherency than your game knowledge. Definitely have plans to do some Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne. I do have Bloodborne on my PlayStation, so I don't know how easy that's going to be to kind of record it for PC, but I know people do it, so if we want to do it, we'll get it done. Nice little new helm there. Unfortunately, the helm looks like it's missing quite an important part of the helmet, which would be the back. I mean, interesting way to save money, but I'm not sure if it's actually a helmet, dude. I think it might just be a bucket seat or something. But anyway, it fits on my head. That's the important thing. Strength of the pack. Feels like that might be quite good at this point. Dream Mastery. Now, this chance of convalescence, even at one point, that's a 3% damage absorption. Next one is 4. So enough of those could actually be pretty useful. I think we'll use it as a 1-point wonder, just for the extra health and mana regen. And then Hypnotic Gaze will give Wachowski maybe some utility beyond his current utility, which is limited. And I think I'm going to pump more points into this chance of convalescence as well. So 5% damage absorption already. And actually that benefits everyone. So I do have a little bit more of my mana now
reserved with those 2 auras going on, but again, we can drink our way through this problem. I've got to say, there's moments where Wachowski seems to be a decent tank, but I know he isn't, so quite confusing. Maybe it's part of his... Oh, is that his hypnotic gaze there? Okay. Okay, Mike. Welcome to the crew. Not exactly. And this, I thought I'd kind of cheese him here. You can see how little damage Wachowski does versus when we get the Dryad in there. He really can actually chunk health away. But I felt a bit bad, so let's come around and fight him like a man. Or should I say, let other people fight him like a man. And actually very, very easy fight as well. He had an incredibly good name. But an underwhelming performance.
Succeeded where I have failed again.
And luckily, actually, this seems to be a quest, because at this point I'm pretty much clicking wildly. The bloated one, we all feel like that sometimes. That's like the beginning of summer for everyone, when you first have to like realise you've got to go to the beach and you've just spent the whole of the extended winter season just eating and drinking, and now you have become the bloated one. I don't know why I'm healing him up there. I think I'm just maybe see if I could trick the RNG. Oh, okay. Well, it's a quest item. It looked like it might be an important chest. And here's me learning my lesson on how to kill these particular guys as I stay away. This is a really like weird little area here. Again, really reminds me of... I mean, there's something about Dark Souls 2. A lot reminds me of it, right? But 2 giants, sorry, in a little cave area. Really reminds me of Dark Souls 2, which I just feel like part of my body is just craving it. And these are quite a cool little unique enemy here as well. And that is an absolutely painful attack. A lot of the time now, I'm less bothered about the fact that will I be able to beat this guy. It's more the fact I have to spend now 3 minutes re-summoning all my wolves. And what did he drop? He dropped morale. Ashen one. And I love the way that this looks super cool, by the way, incredible. I love that like it's a perspective you only get in certain styles of older games when you have like a limitation in how many 3D polygons you can generate. So kind of like Warcraft 3 aesthetic. I didn't really like Warcraft 3, I'll be honest. I loved Warcraft 2 with all of my heart. And when they moved to that kind of like just what I would consider to be shit 3D, we all had to suffer through the shit 3D era in games. And yeah, I just felt like they really dropped the ball on it. Because Warcraft 2 was just so good. Free to disagree with me on that one. I much preferred the heroes, the hero mechanics. I thought that was really, really cool. But I think that whole hero thing just felt a lot better when they moved it into World of Warcraft. I am quite an RTS fan though, I'll be honest. I absolutely love StarCraft, still play that sometimes with my friends. Very, very bad at the game as well, before you ask. But I did once beat Brood War with a trackpad, which is kind of my claim to fame. Because the laptop I had was so bad, it only had a trackpad on it. And yeah, that was just a challenge. Now, for some reason with this boss, I haven't really mentioned the previous area, which looked incredible, by the way. Very Arcane Sanctuary vibes. But for some reason, our guys seem to be avoiding the very obvious markings on the ground, which we need to avoid. This is the Cerberus. It seems a shame that the cracks in the ground don't move, and therefore provide some actual challenge, but... And what is going on here? These guys look like the... What are they? The engineers from the Alien franchise? And Elysium. Man, as soon as I got here, I was like, wow.
You have come. Titan's Bane, you have come.
It's nice in a way. Well, almost nostalgic to come back to this kind of aesthetic. But this is absolutely glorious. Glorious. I mean, look at this. What an incredible pair of statues. Nice little side area here as well. I do like it when they make side areas very small. It feels like less of like a... I don't know, there's something about it. Something about the art in this place as well. They had one thing on their minds. Oh, Murkowski's got something on his mind as well. Oh, it's actually helping these guys out. So, again, thankfully I can heal these ghosts if I need to, so we can kind of keep the allies around. I'm going to continue on the convalescence here. We're up to 12% damage absorption. There's some pretty decent health regen and mana regen that comes with that as well. Energy regen is very useful for the wolves, because their maul attack just uses a lot of their energy. So in protracted fights when they're alive, it does a lot of damage over time. But of course the health regen is just fantastic generally. Unfortunately, seems to be targeting every single one of my allies in every shot, so we're not going to keep these guys alive for very long. I didn't even know where he disappeared to, but I was absolutely in love with this aesthetic. And at this point, when we've been to quite a few different varied locations in this expansion, and I really love them all, I've got to say. For this especially, which just felt like such a reward to have such a unique aesthetic and have, you know, effectively what is a very similar gameplay, but it's really nice when the environment really captures you. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Wouldn't it be cool if you had a little, like, area you had to defend from waves of creatures? And my wish came true. I didn't necessarily want it to be this difficult, I'll be honest, because it was quite challenging. But I thought, oh, we're fine, easily repelled. And then immediately the next wave begins, and I know those siege striders are absolute DPS monsters, so let's keep my guys focused on one side, get the strider down, and then make our way out. Unfortunately, pretty much all of the defense on this side has been absolutely ravaged, and a third wave to come in, and this was very, very clutch. You can see it. I mean, I basically had to hope for the best rather than have any real plan. But you can see there that guy with the scimitars was absolutely slicing our objective there, our defense objective. But he was unable to capture the flag.
The enemy appears to have been driven off.
And this is quite cool actually. It's almost like the boundary of the of where the battle has been able to be held, and then the encroaching light show. Almost by accident, I just came up this little area because I thought it was quite cool. Found the flame stone. So there's maybe two stones I found now. No idea what they're for. And we have a fire, lightning, and health armor here. And it just feels like, especially with that little shoulder pad, that just feels better. It's a nice little gold armor then. I'm very, very surprised I didn't spec to wear that. But I mustn't have seen it at the time. And this guy had incredible... He was, for someone who's described as the plump, he was a sprightly little lad. I love this. I mean, look at this. Real retinue. This is what an expansion should be about. Absolutely wrecking them. Super, super satisfying. Massive contingent here. And I originally actually veered off to the top and then realised that they must have been waiting for something, and I came down here. And I think this is what they were after, the Blood Queen. Nice to get a little decent item. I haven't really worked out with the blue or green. I think green might be the next kind of rarity up, and then blue, but found very, very few of any of them, I'll be honest. For whatever reason, we're at monsters killed 4. No idea. And actually, greatest damage dealt was 359, so whatever happened, I did a lot of damage. But I have no recollection, Your Honour. So I feel at this point we're getting closer to the end game, and I'm very, very worried about some of the end game bosses. I have no idea what they're going to be. There's a few things I want, namely vitality resistance, because I know from previous, I just know in my heart it's important. Oh, that is really annoying. So again, definitely an expert in this game. I didn't realise you couldn't augment blue or above rarity items, but I can augment some of my other goods and wares. So actually, these very, very solid resistances here. I wish I had some poison and bleed, but we're just going to have to stay away. If there are any attacks like that, we have to stay away from them. I think I did actually carry around... What is going on here? Where are those arrows coming from? They look like they came from his crotch, I'll be honest. So that is terrifying. Whoa, that came from his crotch as well. Look at that. They are boners. What the hell? And that is exactly the kind of poison-looking attack that I want to be avoiding. That looks like... Oh, actually looks okay. I can tank it. Yeah, unfortunately my wolf cannot. Oh, he's really, really spamming it now. Yeah, and it's like strong dick energy as well. Looks like it's a little bit more... Yeah, unfortunately there I'm just waiting for the cooldown on my rejuvenation. So I'm desperately trying to hit the spell. Mike again. Wachowski coming clutch. He does alright considering he's... Look, everyone else is a very high level and he's not. I get it, but I think I need a little bit more from him before he's really going to be included in the family photo. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely warming to the guy. I mean, for a longest time, I was pretty disrespectful, but he seems to be pulling something. I'm not sure. No, I don't like him. Oh, absolute load of rubbish again. Before I even had a chance to enjoy that the chains, my wolves decided it was best for everyone.
You are a hero indeed. Bless you.
Extremely sexy lady there, of course. Really went for it on the old 3D model there. Some extra polygons. And we're up against the Stormcast Eternals. This blue one especially had me a little bit scared. I think that was him actually suffering the confusion. Wachowski's confusion. I don't know what he said to him. Maybe he just threatened him and he was like, "You what?" So I've hit a mastery shrine here, and I'm doing the sensible thing, which is resummoning all my creatures as I can. There is a hero up here I can see, which is kind of why I'm in this little cave off the main route. And I wanted to kind of isolate the boss as much as possible, but just tucked in with a crony. So let's kick some ass. Actually, doing some very, very decent damage. Yeah, the aura around that summoning aura, I don't know how to describe it. That like area of effect is very, very damaging. There it is again. It looks like it might have... well, everyone jumped out of it before it did too much damage, but definitely got to avoid that. A few more skill points here. I think I'm going to go for accelerated growth. One of the big things in the last fight that I didn't mention was how good it was having the mastery shrine and being able to heal. And you can see how much... I mean, it's very, very small tooltip down the bottom. But you can see how much quicker I can heal with more points in accelerated growth. I wish I'd known this earlier. It's actually better to be able to heal more frequently than it is to be able to heal in greater amounts. Maybe a bit of hubris here. I was pretty overconfident, and suddenly I was the target for a lot of these chunky Stormcast boys. And that little flame attack as well seems to be slowing me down a ton of hit. I had to be very careful here. Annoyingly, I'm also getting drained of my mana, and I'm really just choking pretty hard. So resort to my old tactic of just running around. It does look like I'm doing a number on the main boss, but my god, the health is phenomenal for someone who looks so flimsy. We are losing, unfortunately. The more I run around, the more the rest of my creatures are getting tagged by some of those AoE effects, and but from both the fire and the whatever aura that harpy kind of creature is. Luckily, once my brain fully smooths out, I can start avoiding the obvious. And it actually became very easy once I stopped standing in the danger areas. But these creatures were very, very tough, I've got to say. Like generally across the board, very, very like, just a lot more targeted DPS. And a few more options here, like this kind of fire attack that's coming out. Very, very good at chunking down health of anyone I could summon. And I completed that sub-objective in order to get the reward, because it was 5% additional damage, before I realised that I do no damage. So I don't know if that applies to pets. Probably not. But this was pretty cool. Again, I had to actually go back and make sure I killed all of these, because I realised once I got all of them, I'd be able to combine all of the parts together to make a full relic. Are they called relics? There's 4 of them. I'm sure I had another one. There it is, yeah. The Crystal of Erebus. Oh, it's called a charm. Okay, but that's pretty cool. And I have here what I believe is an upgrade. The obsidian braces I've had for a very, very long period of time, and it's definitely time to put them to one side. Unfortunately, I don't have the strength, so we're going to keep putting it, and that's very fortunate. Definitely planned. But it has quite a lot to defensive ability, which I'm guessing is important. I could never really work out what it did, because it didn't seem to improve my dodge. And the last thing I wanted to do, just because I did collect a lot of these stones, was come back to Hades' treasury, which took me a long time to work out where it was.
There is still time.
And I was expecting here a real chunky boss. But actually, instead I just got this intense disappointment. And this really sums up the luck I've had. Look at that. Absolutely abysmal. What is the point? The throne room. And there he is, Hades. I wasn't really ready. I did actually change my helmet at this point as well, which you can see there, and I did augment it. Let's summon the Cyclops. Let's get stuck in. Hades, this must be it. And I'm looking here, trying to heal who I can. Everyone's looking very healthy at this point. And Hades, what? Absolutely smashed him. I smashed your boy. Oh, here we go. Second stage. What? Oh, no. Okay. AoE I'm not such a fan of. In fact, if he does it again, everyone's gone. He's done it again. We're in trouble. Cyclops has definitely been and gone. Oof. Okay. The wolves are not very good at this. And it's just Mike. Mike's doing it. Mike's doing it. Come on, Wachowski. Keep me alive. For whatever reason, that attack doesn't seem to be doing any damage to him. This really is tanking. I'm beginning to believe. Look at this guy. Single-handedly saved the fight. Barely needed any heals. Incredible! This is a victory for anyone who's got blue balls. What an absolute Chad. Incredible. Absolutely speechless at what he's achieved. The whole point of the video has changed. The point is that even if you are a flying ball bag, you too can become the hero of the land. And we've done it. Oh, thank God. I tell you what, the relief at this point in my life was pretty intense. Well, that sounded pretty good. A ceremonial buckler. Oh, pure fashion by the looks of it. Yeah, absolutely terrible. But here's the character. I mean, there's not too much to talk about here. The ceremonial buckler definitely is going to go on. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he has this extra skill which I checked out. I think it's almost like a raised shield skill, which is quite cool. Oh, look at that helmet as well. It looks incredible. And to check where we ended up, let's have a quick look. A few stats there in case you're interested. Monsters killed 4. Now, some of them I'm not sure who they were. So RIP some of those people. Elapsed time there is absolutely disgusting. So let's head on through. We're in the next difficulty here, but the story arc has come full circle. We're back at our rowing boat. Looking a little different from before. I mean, regrowth was absolutely fantastic. To be honest, nature mastery is a very, very, very strong choice. Heart of the Oak, we're up to 55% additional health there. So incredible bonus. And that's for everyone in the crew. The Trance of Convalescence, I'm really glad I found this actually by the end. But 12% damage reduction is very, very high. And it had that really decent health regen and mana regen. The Wolf's Man, incredible. Again, I think very, very, very strong. You do need to put quite a few points into them. It's almost like that's the skill, right, to go for. Because you need all of the different, to make them viable, you need all of the different additions to their skill tree. And the summoner stuff, I mean, yeah, incredible. To get those like augments to all of the attacks, and then here he is, Wachowski himself. He looks majestic now compared to a shriveled old scrotum like before. Still doing 8 damage and 8 vitality damage, but for whatever reason he's got a 95% dodge. Maybe it's the fact he's flying, I'm not quite sure. And then our nymph, who actually had very decent DPS, I think, so very nice addition to the crew, who we'll now have to say goodbye to. It's been great working with you guys, but I'm off on my rowboat. I think I'm probably going to go back to Diablo 2 after this, you'll be pleased to know, but hopefully you guys enjoyed one last look at Titan Quest. It was really, really great to explore it one last time, especially with the sequel on the way. Thanks very much for watching as always. I really hope you enjoyed. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit the like button, of course, and I'll show you some of the achievements I was able to get. Hardcore player, that's right, 0 deaths, because I don't die on normal, of course. But yeah, like and subscribe for more. Check out the rest of the stuff on my channel, and if there's anything you want me to play, please let me know.